Okay, this is my third attempt of recording this video because I tend to yap quite a lot. But however, this is the purpose of this video. If you are here, you probably had this on your recommended, or I've asked you to subscribe to my YouTube channel like 10 years ago. I do have a couple of people reach out to me telling me that they saw my video on their recommended. So if you're here, then hi. This video is my most exciting video because this is probably the most myself that I'm ever going to be online so far. And I'm so glad that my first couple of videos were so awkward, and I wouldn't say I'm glad, but like you do have to start somewhere to kind of get the feel of things and become comfortable. This is just going to be me yapping about anything and everything. I realize also that I should film these videos earlier in the morning because it is currently 3 p.m. I still haven't eaten. I have a banana here. I have already been through 17 different scenarios of the reason of my existence, and that's kind of the theme of what I'm going to be talking about today. I kind of got this idea while I was on TikTok yesterday, and I am never on TikTok. Okay, so one thing about my thought process is you're gonna have to follow very, not attentively, but I'm going to bounce back and forth quite a lot. I have been thinking about my existence and why I am here since I was probably in year 2, and I did film a video that I didn't end up posting because I was like, I'm just going to sound crazy. We'll probably talk about how often I think about my existence in probably another video, but I was on TikTok last night and I had re-downloaded it again, and I'm like, the reason why I downloaded it is because one of my favorite creators is on TikTok. So I was like, let me just go check out her videos. Anyways, I went through the rabbit hole. I saw people like arguing or whatever it may be. I don't know why it pushed me to like even think about this further, but I realized that people and myself are kind of in this routine of like following what we think we are supposed to do without questioning it. I isolate myself so much because I do what I'm supposed to do, which is right now I go and I study, I go to uni, I feed myself, go out to social situations sometimes. Other than that, I isolate myself because I just find it really exhausting, like pretending all the time. Does anyone else feel like they are way too aware to even like participate in society? Like I used to have desires. I freaking filmed this video like a couple days ago, but I was like, you know what? Like, I'm not making sense. Does anyone have desires? And desires are the force that keeps us going, right? Because we have desires to grow up and get our dream car and have a family and travel the world. But like, then what? What are we like? Yes, we have things that we want, but when we get it, we're still going to, when we get it, it's still going to end the same way. But the reason why I isolate myself so much is because I feel like I'm just like putting on a mask and mirroring and going through like, yeah, this song is nice. Oh my God, this is cool. And we're gonna go to the beach and live and stuff. And then does no one come back and like think like, okay, I just moved my body to an area with other bodies and we exchanged sounds that we both interpreted, and then we came back, but we're still this unexplainable body. This is how my mind works, and that's why I'm so exhausted being around people, because I don't talk about this, and if I do try to talk about this, people literally have asked me before if I'm okay. Like, no, this isn't a problem. Can we just all acknowledge that this exists? Can we just acknowledge that this is weird? I do have a solution for how I'm feeling. It's just sometimes it gets really scary. We're a ball and we're on there and it's living. Like we're this living thing on a ball that's floating around, and we're making sense of the world, but we just don't know. We just don't know. But I do know that I'm a soul. I do know that. I've read a lot of religious books. I've even like I'm reading like now the Master Key System, which is, I need to kind of like stop reading books about like the existence of man, because it does get a bit too much. Like sometimes I just want to like play. Oh, do you know what I really want to do? And okay, so there is no purpose to this video, so I'm going to go on a million different tangents. I want to play Nintendo DS. Like I want to order a Nintendo DS from eBay, and I want to play Sims, or like imagine shopping, or imagine, you know those imagine games? Imagine fashion show, imagine fashion designer. I want to do that. I actually got the PlayStation 2. I ordered it, and I also ordered a couple of games, and one of the games that I'm really obsessed with is Taz Wanted. I don't know if you guys know that, but it really is like, that just makes me really happy. And I think this is my conclusion. I think we're just supposed to do things that make us happy, right? Because like society has constructed like things that you're supposed to do. Like you're supposed to go to uni, and then you're supposed to get a car. You're supposed to do this, and you're supposed to do that. But like, what is a car going to do for me? Like this piece of metal squished together. What is it going to do to, what is it going to do for me? That's another thing. Okay, so like let's say you get your dream car and I get my dream car. What is the purpose of it? So people can look at me? Like this is what TikTok, like that's why I'm back. Do people live for the validation of others? Because why else are you doing what you do? Why else do you want that dream car? Why else do you want that house? Why else do you want your career? Is it for you? Or is it to make your parents proud? Is it to tell people that this is what you do? That's some food for thought. But anyways, back to my DS game. Taz is such a good game. But that also, I'm going to jump back to another point. I do like to socialize sometimes when it's like fun things. Like, I feel like with other people, it can get really exhausting because I'm like, I have to like exchange words in a very appropriate manner of like, yeah, how are you? How are you going? But like when I'm with like family, sometimes it's really fun. Like the other day, I was sitting with my family and we argued about who has the best WWE entrance and who doesn't want to engage in that conversation. Shawn Michaels. My cousin told me Goldust, which I don't really remember Goldust's WWE entrance. I'm currently watching. See, this is what life is about. Like, talk about your interests, have fun. Like, anything that gets you excited, I think that's what life is about because it's all going to end anyway, right? So, why don't we just have fun until then? This is my solution to life. We have fun until it ends because there's literally no purpose. And that's another thing about purpose. Anyways, hold on, back to WWE. I'm currently watching from 1993 while it's still WWF. And I still have to watch WCW, but like I'm currently going like Raw Superstars until like it gets to, anyways, I can't wait to get to 1997 because that's the Attitude Era. And we know how iconic that is. Purpose. Don't get me started on purpose. Okay? What do you mean that we get to choose our own purpose? I've had this conversation quite a lot, okay, about finding my purpose, okay? I would rather have a purpose given to me than having to find or choose my own purpose because that's just exhausting. Because a purpose is purpose. If a purpose is given to you, you know that's for you. That's going to make you happy. You are chosen to do this. That means you don't have to think about if this is something that you want. You don't have to think about if this is something that makes you happy. It's just yours and you just know what it is, okay? So what I have been doing is I've been like sitting still and like waiting for answers about my purpose. I'm like, okay, I'm going to receive a clear sign of what my purpose is, and then I'm going to follow it. And that's very safe. That's very safe for me. If this is how I find my purpose, I love it. I love it because I know that it's already chosen for me, and all I have to do is figure out what it is. But what do you mean I get to choose my own purpose? The reason why that bothers me, choosing my own purpose, and I guess there are pros and cons to choosing your own purpose, but it's like, if I choose it, what if it's not beneficial for me? There's just like a lot of work to do to choose the right one. And you just never know if that's what's meant for you. You know what I mean? You know what? I really do need to look into why that is a good thing. I don't want to like single out choosing your own purpose as like a bad thing. Just for me, I like my life planned and I don't like putting in work with anything. I'm a very lazy person, so I guess choosing your own purpose could be like a freedom thing. You know what? I think both are good. Me personally, I wish it just came to me. Maybe my answer will change in like a week or a year. But right now, what's another thing that's been on my noggin? I had a dream. It was like 40 degrees and I was wearing an Assassin's Creed costume to the beach. And then people are like, what are you wearing? It's like 40 degrees. I had a dream that Donald Trump was my dad too. But then again, the elections just passed, so let's talk about the elections for a second. I'm on a middle side, like my algorithm is in the middle. So I see leftist opinions and I see right-wing opinions. What I feel is happening is that, and this is what's so good about being outside of the US, because you can kind of see it from like a very nuanced perspective, which I feel like people in the US don't see. And it's really sad because I feel like right wing and left wing can really like come together and like understand each other. I feel like they're both falling for something that is really obvious for us outsiders. This documentary on Netflix, it basically talks about how according to your interests, your algorithm is like fed to you. So if you have like right-wing beliefs, it will feed you really bad things about the left and vice versa. If you're like left wing, it will feed you really bad things about the right and vice versa. So I feel like if people just become aware of that and realize that like there's a purpose of like dividing, it will like there wouldn't have to be so much emotion and like hatred for one another. Like there could be like actually some understanding and yeah. Anyways, I feel like the elections are beneficial for the citizens living inside. It's not really like making a change of like what's going on around the world. So yeah. Anyways, my social battery has suddenly plummeted, so I'm going to resume the human experience and pretend like this conversation didn't happen, smile and wave, and come back and question my existence. Also, I do actually want to do a little gaming stream and stuff, but I just don't know how to do it. Like, I know how to like play games, but I just don't know how to like set everything up. So if you vibe with this video and you like vibe with anything that I said and you also like games and stuff sometimes, let me know how I can do that, because what I want to do is just like create a space where like people can hang out, because what I do is like when I'm studying, for example, I like to like put like a streamer in the background while I study, because it feels like I'm not alone, but it also feels like hey, cool, like, oh, haha, that's funny. Neurons, there's an axon inside a neuron, and then at the end it connects to another neuron, and then inside the nucleus there's two DNAs from. After that, you kind of look to the left and you're like, ha, that's funny, streamer, you Really cool. Thank you for keeping me company. Back to neurons. So, if you guys like that, let me know. I'm really bad at outros, so have a good day, eat well, drink water, and don't go on TikTok. If you go on TikTok, follow your favorite creators only, anything that makes you happy. Don't follow drama, don't follow anything. It gets in the way of your brain and stuff. It's really bad for you. And give your mum a compliment today because I'm going to go give mine. Okay, bye.